Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the library. This is your first visit. Well, that's wonderful. Have you just moved to the area? Okay. I think you'll find our library is pretty similar to most other libraries. We'll give you a card, you can browse our selection, and pick out something you like, okay? We do not have any fees here. You may keep the books as long as you like, but we do have a recommended return date, okay? You can return them ideally within 3 weeks. If it goes beyond about 2 months, we will send you a bill, just kind of assuming maybe you lost them. But as long as you return them, there's no need to pay that, okay? Good. So, really, as long as you come back and return your books at some point, there's nothing to worry about. Pretty standard policy for most libraries these days. Right. We just want to encourage people to read, okay? It's a wonderful thing to do. Are you here for anything in particular? Some children's books, okay. Well, if that's alright. We've got lots. We have a whole section over on the side. I'm actually returning a big pile of them here. Can I get your information and then maybe we can go through some of them? Okay. Alright. Let's see. Let me get to... Okay. First and last name, please. Alright. And birthday. Okay. Scroll down there. Okay. And then your street address. Okay. And city. Here, okay. I figured as much. You never know. We are surrounded by a lot of little towns and they pretty much all use our library, so we're usually quite busy, which is okay. It allows us to have large programs, and you did mention that you were looking for some children's books, so I assume you have some children in your life, children, sons and daughters, nieces, nephews, whatever. So if you're ever looking for some fun activities, we do have a lot of programs, okay? If you head over to the children's section over on the other side there, there is a calendar, alright? And on the calendar will just be kind of a list every month of some of the items. They'll have a Lego club, sometimes Pokemon stuff, whatever the kids are into these days. Yeah. We'd also have a creative makers club that meets once a month down in the basement. There is a nice kind of area down there with some larger tables. Every once in a while you'll get the makers club, sometimes D&D, beginners club will meet. So there's lots of activities that we put on just as a community. Yes, we like to get people involved. Yeah, so don't hesitate to come down. It is a very friendly place. And if you're not sure, we can certainly point you in the right direction, okay? Good. Well, let's continue then here. So, books you're looking for, you already said children's. Do you have an email that we can put on file? We can send you some recommendations as we get new books into the library. Okay. Okay. Can you say that last part again? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I have that on file. So what will happen, we'll just kind of put in some of your recommendations, and as we get books in that kind of fit your profile, we'll just send you an email like, hey, there is this lovely book available, come in and check it out. We do offer some mail-ins as well, so if you find yourself kind of unable to come, for whatever reason, maybe you're in the hospital or you're homesick, or you have lots of events going on and you just can't make it for some reason, we can mail them to you. Yeah. We do this a lot for our older community who have trouble kind of leaving their homes and, just trying to keep them up on some newer books. Yeah. But we have lots of other people that we do it for, so it's a service that we do provide. Okay. Good. Any other kinds of books, okay? Alright. How about like any sort of self-help books, like, meditations and things like that, or yoga? Maybe. We have a fairly large selection of those, kind of more in the adult section. Yeah. But there is a smaller section kind of in more like the middle grade or high school in the children's part that has something similar. So I don't know what kind of children, if they have problems with anxiety, or sometimes are ADHD children, or maybe, just anybody. And honestly, I think any kid could really have a lot of benefit from those types of things too. So, even if you think everything's fine, everybody needs to relax. So we have a great section for those kinds of books too, okay? Yeah. Alright, well, I think we'll go ahead and just, have your things on file here, and we'll get you a card after we're done, and you can browse the library, okay? Let's see if there's any other programs you might be interested in. They're changing often. And you said you just moved into town here? Okay. Did you have any trouble, like finding the library? You did, okay. Do you mind if I ask you how you did end up finding it? Okay. You Googled? Okay, gotcha. We're not really very centrally located, and that has been kind of historically one of our issues here. So we just kind of like to find out sometimes, from people who are unfamiliar with the area, just how difficult it is to find this place. We really try to make sure our community is involved, yeah, and that if you would like to, you can participate in our programs to the fullest. Okay. And then how was parking when you got here? Did you find that to be adequate for you, or was it difficult? Okay. And we do struggle a little with parking. We're surrounded by a lot of private businesses, and that has not allowed us to, have very much expansion, okay? We did put a new addition on the library, a second floor, a few years ago, but yeah, that provided us with some more book space, but not much more for parking. Yeah. I myself park in the public ramp about 4 blocks away. That's okay. It's a good walk for me. Speaking of walk, are you interested in any sort of outdoor activities? Adventure, you said, so maybe, I don't know, any sports that you're interested in, or hiking, or anything like that? Okay. Sure. Would you like me to put that on your list? Okay, good. Okay. And then let's see, how about some more fictional type things? Mystery, romance, anything of those sci-fi, you know? Sci-fi, okay. And a little romance, of course. Everybody loves romance. We have a very large section. Okay. Alright, well, how about we take a look at these books here and see if you like any of them before we kind of set you free. Okay. Let me just get this to the side here. So I just kind of grabbed this out of the box, which I'll let you know as you come in through the door. There's going to be a large kind of wooden drop box. You just pull the handle down and then you'll slide the books right in, okay? Yeah. We did petition for kind of one more of the fancy automated systems, but it's not in the budget for another couple years, so maybe in the future, you know, generous donations and such, but for now, simple box, okay? And it works just fine, alright? We've been using it for years, no trouble, so just pull open the box, you know, like the little drawer, slide your book in, and I will retrieve them, okay? Me or one of my co-workers. Perfect. Well, first one we have here is called There's an Alligator Under My Bed. And I think these are all children's books. We get a lot of children's books back. I feel like when the little ones come in, they'll check out 10 or 12 of them at a crack. So we get a big influx of those back. If you're ever browsing the shelves and you notice the one that you want is missing, or if you look in the computer system, you know, and it's been checked out, don't worry. Usually it's back within a week or two, okay? Yeah. So, first one here. There is an alligator under my bed. I know this one. I think it's by Mercy Mayer. Kind of a fun little story about a boy who thinks there's an alligator under his bed and he's got to get rid of it. So it's kind of he has a little triumph in the end, and you know, just kind of a fun story. Illustrations are really fun too. Mercy Mayer, and that is another thing, children's section in particular, that is organized by author, not by alphabetical. So if you have an author that you enjoy, you can go find their books by their last name, and you can see all of the books that they've written, okay? Yeah. I think they really do that because those authors are going to just have a significant amount of books, you know, more than the adults typically, and it's just easier to find kind of groups of like stories and like authors and like pictures, you know. Alright, so we have this one here. Just take a couple peeks at the illustration. Yeah, so he's just kind of grabbing some, you know, little bananas and grapes and things, and yeah, he's just kind of luring that alligator from his bed, you know, till he gets to the way in. So it's a pretty delightful little book. You know, I forgot to ask you the age range. Okay, you have a little one and then a slightly older one, okay? Oh, that's okay. I'm sure we'll find something in here. If not, I'll point you to the right direction, okay? So, this one might work for the little one. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Chrysanthemum, also familiar with this one, by Kevin Henkes, or Henkes, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But it's just about a little girl who sort of feels, or a little mouse girl, she feels self-conscious about her name because it's so long. All of the other kids are kind of making fun of her, and anyway, in the end she kind of gets validated, and she ends up realizing that she loves her name and it suits her well. So just kind of a fun story for kids who maybe are struggling with being a little different than the crowd. So okay, that one's pretty good too. Probably again for the little one. Maybe we'll try to find something in the pile for the bigger one here. Let's see if we've got anything. Let's see, a lot of these are for the little ones. Like I said, they rent, or they check out like 12 at a time, so it's a lot of books. Oh my, lots of them. Okay, lots of classics here. I think I see some on the bottom. Let me just bring those. Oh, yes, okay. Let me just move these to the side. This one is the How to Train Your Dragon series. These are the ones that the movies are based off of. So we've got the whole set. We've just got them in a nice like book set, so you can check out the whole thing, or you can check out one or two. The last person that had these ones had them for 4 months, I think. So they are just coming back to us. Very popular about a boy who lives in a village, and it's been a while since I've read these ones myself, but they were pretty fun, I think. So this would be more for your older child in your life, kind of middle grade maybe, or end of elementary. Yeah. There is a monster manual somewhere over there as well. It kind of tells you all about the dragons. Okay. Sure. Well, you do not have to check out every single one. There's actually quite a few in there, which surprises people because I think they think more on the terms of the movies, but there are quite a few in there. Okay. Is that all you would like, or do you want to go through the rest of the pile? Yeah? Okay, no problem. Let's bring those guys up. The How to Catch Your or whatever series, there's a whole bunch of them. Reindeer and snowmen and elves and whatever. This one is the How to Catch a Tooth Fairy, so I think this one's pretty popular. You'll see it at all the Scholastic book fairs. I'm sure you've maybe seen some of those during parent-teacher conferences. Yeah, the Scholastic book fair. Yep, there it is. So, yeah, pretty classic, but it's usually a bunch of kids trying to catch whatever the book's about. Not too long, 5-10 minutes max. Under my hat, I have a hood. So this is a rhyming book. Really fun. Little girl who's out in the snow, and she comes in for a cup of hot cocoa and goes back out, but she's got herself so packed in she falls down. Pretty cute. Again, 5 minutes or so. I think most people that have children in their lives know that story time at the end of the day is just a few books, whatever you can squeeze in. And honestly, any kind of reading that you can do with your kid or your niece and nephew, any child in your life, is beneficial. So never feel like it's a waste of time. It's always really valuable, okay? And kids just love being read to, so even if you don't feel like you're good at it, don't worry. When the cows come home, just a bunch of mischievous cows dancing and singing on their way to the barn. So, kind of a fun story with some familiar animals and kind of familiar situations for kids. You know, just one of those kinds of comfort stories where they're funny and they can point out familiar animals and kind of recognize things like that. This one's, I think, one of our newer ones, by Anna King, and it is a story about a little eraser who just feels a little inadequate, you know. Everybody else, the pens and the pencils and everybody are so perfect and creative, and all she feels she can do is destroy things. And it takes a little bit of time before she realizes that she creates second chances. So she works as a team, and everybody realizes that you need everybody to work together. Also a pretty fun story. Again, one of our newer ones. I think this one's gone out just a couple of times, so it's in pretty good shape. We've just had Christmas, so I think there's a couple of Christmas ones in here. But Pete the Cat, bunch of Pete the Cat books. So, written by Eric Litwin, art by James Neame. He's the creator. But you'll find a whole big section of those. So if you guys are into Pete the Cat, yeah, lots and lots of those. So don't feel afraid to just check out a whole bunch of them, okay? Yeah. Oh, and here's a classic. Where the Wild Things Are. I always gotta say this one's not one of my favorites, but for some reason a lot of kids really like it. And I think it's just because, I don't know, the little boy, he just he's in charge, and in the end he kind of realizes he likes to be home safe. So, but that one's okay. This one's pretty fun. Book with no pictures. So it's a book with no pictures, but it's basically got a bunch of silly words in it, and whoever's reading it sounds very silly, and children really like it. So highly recommend this one. One of our more popular ones. It does go out pretty frequently, so if you want to snag it today, I probably would, because it's got a revolving door. I kind of feel like maybe we need to buy a couple more of these. It's in a little bit rougher shape as well. Oh yeah, we have After the Fall by Dan Santat. He's got some pretty cool art in his. Just a really kind of neat, fun art style. There's a couple of other ones. I don't think they're in here, but what are they called? Beagle and Dude. Those ones are really funny. But yeah, he just has a really interesting art style and good messages in his stories, okay? This is about kind of overcoming your fears and, you know, challenges in your life and succeeding. So, very fun. Oh, another classic here. Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham. Yep. Don't know if that one really needs too much introduction, but everybody knows that one. Trying new things. So, this one, Whitefish Will Rides Again. This one is kind of a funny Western story about a guy who basically saves the whole town. Everybody thinks he's kind of an old has-been, but he's still got it. So that's kind of a fun story. Just a silly kind of take on a Western. Another classic here with Clifford, the Big Red Dog. We do have quite a bit by Norman Birdwell. I thought I saw another one. Oh yeah. he also has this one, The Witch Next Door. Really kind of fun. Again, just because you're different doesn't mean you're bad kind of thing. So really good message, fun characters, and who doesn't want to live next to a witch? So, oh yeah, this guy. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Munch? Robert Munch? Really fun story about a kid who goes to a beach and makes a crazy awesome sandcastle, and everybody thinks it's not really a real, sandcastle, and he kind of ends up making a dog, and anyway, it's fun. Yeah. Let's see, we just got a couple more here. Let's see, Tooth Trouble. This one's kind of fun too. Just reminding kids that routines and habits are good, and brushing your teeth is very important. So if you have a little one that's struggling to, brush their teeth, which I feel like every kid struggles with that, this is a fun story about that sort of thing, okay? Yeah, cute little walrus. Another Christmas one here about a dog who thinks they're a reindeer for a little while, so not much more to say about that one. They just accidentally saved Christmas, I think. And this one, Jack and the Beanstalk, kind of a basic version. They're all pretty similar. Fun art style. So yeah. And then let's see, last one here. Never let a unicorn meet a reindeer. I honestly can't remember much about this one, so I'm not sure. But if you're curious, I don't know, you didn't say girls or boys, so I'm not sure. I suppose it probably doesn't matter too much. Everybody might like that one. Who doesn't like unicorns? Alright, are there any of these that you are interested in, or any other stories that you want to do? You want to do the whole series? Okay. And then this one, and then anything else? Okay. That one was, oh yeah, really funny. You're gonna like that one. Alright, there it is. Chrysanthemum and Mercy Mayer does Little Critter and a couple other ones as well, so if you like her stuff, I would check her section out as well. Just put these to the side for now. Okay, and then you said there's one more. Okay, that one's not in the pile. Let me see where it's at. Hold on. Okay, we do have it. It's here. Just grab your card. Alright. Aisle 15, A4. Just give me that. Okay. And then do you want me to keep these up at the desk for you? Perfect. So while you're grabbing that book, I will get your card printed and I will get these checked out for you, okay? Good. Alright, and you saved me a lot of work. Now I don't have to put those back on the shelf. Thank you so much. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Okay. Well, you have a lovely time at the library. Good night. And just come back up when you're ready and we'll get you out of here, okay? Good night. Morika ASMR.